What's up, Highland? We're
What's
back
up?
again. We got a new guest
What's
from
up,
the
Mallard?
city
How's
of
it going, Ryan?
Highland.
Good, man.
Mallard, Hubbard.
That's right.
Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, thanks for joining us. It's always good to get updates on what's going on in the city. I think that's a lot of what we do and what our purpose is. And
We got a good one today.
I know.
We're excited.
I actually had no idea what we were going to talk about today until he walked in and like, what you got for us?
got
And
some
got some stuff.
You guys are be ready.
Yeah. So, especially one that's been up in the air for, it's probably been close to a year. The one that starts with an A.
Yeah. Yeah. We don't want to. We'll just leave it at that. We'll leave it at that. This is Jeff Wynot.
Jeff Wynot,
With
everybody.
Pulse Training.
Ryan from Rising Group. Ryan Sotman
Yes, sir.
from Rising Group Realty.
Yes, sir.
No, I'm from the billboard.
Real estate. Yeah, yeah.
See his big billboard by a Walmart.
big head at Walmart.
So, well, Mallard, let's dive in. Let's start with well, I know you can't talk about everything. You got a lot of secrets in there that you can't quite reveal, but what's the biggest one you can reveal right now? Let's just jump right on the gate.
Well, I think I should start with by introducing myself.
Yeah, well, that
like
works.
that.
Good idea.
I like that.
Yeah, just in case, there's some folks out there watching
We're just so anxious.
Yeah.
We got
Let's get to the good stuff.
Yeah, so working with the city of Highland, I am the director of economic development. So what that entails is it's my job to make sure that the city continues to be a business friendly city, increase the tax base for the city. Making sure that, as we get meetings with developers and prospective business owners, that we're guiding them through the process and helping them along the way. That might require things like working with our building and zoning department to making sure that their project is upholding the standards that we have in our codes. Meeting with them to discuss any types of incentives that they may qualify for, whether it be city or county programs. I can help them with that. And just in general, being up to date on all of the projects going on and coordinating with our business community to make sure that Highland continues to be a great place to do business and bring people in and spend their money here.
So how long have you been with the city?
I've been with the city officially for going on 11 years now. I actually began as an intern from SIUE. And I interned here for a while, loved it, really feel like this is my adopted home. And so I ended up coming on full time with the city in 2016. And so, yeah, it's been some time now. I've been living here since 2017. So definitely.
Did you live in the area when you first started SIUE?
Originally, I am from Fairview Heights. So
Okay.
close.
Okay.
Close by.
Yeah.
Right on. Right on. I just the reason why I ask is I know so many people that come from out of state or something into SIUE and then they ended up staying here for life because they just love the area.
Yeah. Yeah. I would encourage it. Anybody who went to school here, this is a great place to set up a home base.
Yeah.
I agree. That's why I haven't left 40 years. Still here.
I'm getting there myself.
All right.
But yeah, to your
Now can we get into it?
Sure, of course. And I'll just preface with saying, I get a lot of people, knowing what I do and that, they know that I'm somebody who does have information. Very often we are asked by developers and business owners when they have a project moving, they don't want, things to get out before they're ready. And one of the philosophies that I have is that it's not really the city's job to be out there announcing new projects. We try to leave that to the business owner for them to, according to their plan, announce their plans. And then we have a great chamber of commerce, which many of our businesses work with, that they can coordinate on really getting the promotional and marketing out for their projects. So we try not to step on any toes when it comes to that. But there are some things that I can talk about. Typically, many projects require city action, whether it be through our combined planning and zoning boards, or if there's actions that require city council approval. At that point, all of those items are public knowledge. So, we can talk about it. So with that said, I know that there has been a lot of speculation over the last year or so regarding particular project that is moving forward, and that is the Aldi company. They are going to be bringing a store to town. They are currently working through several different items that they're needing to get accomplished before they could start breaking ground on the project. So they're currently working with IDOT in order to get the necessary permit approvals for that project. The city will also be supporting that project, most namely being that we will be constructing a new road off of Cali Lane, which is the stoplight out there by Walmart, right next to Scott Credit Union. So we will
There's
be
a sign there too. We were just talking about.
Yeah, there's a huge sign says something about Rising Group.
Yeah, definitely a great placement for that.
It's even better now. I'm liking the sound of this.
So if you want to know where it's going in, look for the Rising Group sign, and now you'll know where Aldi is going to be.
That's right.
Genius.
But yeah, we're very much excited about that. We do already have a few great grocery stores, and I'll give Jim Gutzler and True Buy a big shout out while I'm talking about it. But one of the things that we've seen through some of the data that the city has access to is that Aldi is the #1 business that we lose revenues from our residents going to a different community to shop in. So we see that as being a good sign that when Aldi comes in, they're going to bring additional tax dollars into the city. And we also expect many of our neighboring communities to also patriate the Aldi store. So very exciting for the community.
Very interesting stat. How do you find out something like that?
So very often at the city, we, receive reach outs from different vendors that have software, and they, try to get the city to purchase their software. And I sat in on a demo a few months ago. We didn't end up going with the company, but one of the things that I was shown during that demo were a top list of businesses that they have seen through their data of our residents going to most commonly Edwardsville to shop. And
I guess debit cards and stakes your address and
yeah, and they can do a lot with the location services on our phones. If you didn't know.
So what I heard was Mallard's a man of the people for Highland.
Yeah.
He didn't purchase the program, but he took the information during the interview. Saved us money. Thanks, Mallard.
That's right. So yeah, we're definitely excited about that project.
So when does any idea when that kicks off? When the ground breaks? When
we're
expected
expecting
finish date.
So
along those lines.
The most Aldi is working with IDOT currently, and that aspect of the project is going to be what takes the longest. So we're expecting for them to receive that approval at some point during the course of this year. Being conservative, we try to go with prepare for the worst case scenario, which is likely the end of this year, which would allow them to break ground in spring of next year. So.
Okay.
It's kind of what we're waiting on, but the city's in the process of getting our items together to take to council in June so that we can wrap up that aspect of the project. And once they receive that permit from IDOT, you might start seeing some ground moving.
Very cool.
Right on. It is.
So you said there's another business going to break ground here soon. Right in the middle of the busy part of Highland.
Yeah. So many of the longtime Highland residents remember that this property was once the site of Cordy Loot John. We're talking about the vacant property just to the west of CVS off of 40. And so Dobbs Auto Center is in the process, and we've received word that they've just received their approval from IDOT to start moving on that project. And so we're expecting for Dobbs to start moving on their project pretty imminently here coming up. So
that was number 2 on that chart that Mallard caught a glimpse of.
Yeah. That one I had no idea. I had heard nothing about this. So Dobbs, good job keeping it top secret.
Yeah.
Aldi let it slip somewhere along the way.
Yeah. I hope I'm not stepping on any toes by announcing these things, but I think especially with the Dobbs project, with it being imminent, we expect to start seeing some ground moving, and at that point the cat will be out of the bag. So
yeah, well, I mean the whole town's gonna know as soon as this gets dropped.
Oh yeah.
We got 10,000 viewers usually.
10,000.
The entire town of Highland watches. So
that's right.
Shout out to the Highland community page on Facebook.
There you go.
That's right.
Yeah, there'll be a lot of interest.
Then you also mentioned some action going on around the square.
Yeah, so we remain so grateful for all of the activity that we've seen on our square area. I really view the square area as the heart of Highland's business community. And even it started right on the beginning of COVID, but even through COVID, we've seen continued investment into our downtown square, rehabbing and rehabilitating many of our aging buildings, and just seeing a lot of new activity. I continue to be grateful for the Schlafly Corporation and their investment in Highland and fixing up the old bank building, which sits central on our square. The city partnered with Schlafly at the time to construct the Plaza Park that has the new bathrooms, that serves as a great centralized place for our square for many of our events, in which we have many, as you guys are aware. And that really was just a spark that really generated a lot of reinvestment that we've seen over the last few years, and it continues to this day. And because of that, one of the things, as we continue to listen to our business community and as they share their concerns and what they'd like to see the city prioritize, is that they've communicated, and this is something that it's not only a challenge for Highland, but is for squares in general, is just the challenge of parking, especially during the busy periods. So one of the things that the city has done in this upcoming budget year is we've allocated funding to see if we can address some of those challenges. And we, I think, have identified a few small fixes that will serve to add some additional parking around
Building
the
like
square.
a parking garage somewhere? Or?
Not a parking garage. Parking garages are incredibly expensive, believe it or not. I believe if you've been over to Belleville's downtown area, I believe they are in the process of constructing a parking garage with a $5 million price tag. So that was a bit out of our range. So we are looking at some more cost affordable options. Yeah. So, yeah, but the square is going great. I'd also like to give a shout out to our facade improvement program, which is a program that allows for businesses who are looking to upgrade the exteriors of their buildings to take advantage of a program that offers a 25% reimbursement on eligible costs that they go through for the project. So that includes things like doors, windows, painting of the building, new signage, things like that. It's a very simple application process. Businesses that qualify are businesses that fall within our business district, which much of the city, if you're in a commercial zone in the city, you're very likely in the business district. So all of those businesses can take advantage of that. As long as we have funds available, obviously, through our budget. So,
is there a minimum requirement on that? Or?
There is a minimum spend of $10,000 on that, and so you can receive a 25% reimbursement on all of those eligible costs, up to a maximum of $10,000 in reimbursements. And we do that just to make sure that we're budgeting the appropriate amount for businesses, and we don't want just one business to come in and expend all the funds for the program on one project. So
makes sense. Nice. It's a good, it's a good incentive.
I've seen some of the places that you guys have worked with, and I think it's effective. I think it's making a lot of the older, downtown's got some older houses or some older buildings that are early 1900s, and you guys helping spruce them up is fantastic, making Highland very attractive looking.
Yeah, and I'm not going to pretend like this program is something that is going to be a windfall for anybody looking to upgrade their exteriors. But the purpose of the program is to if you're just kind of thinking about doing some sprucing up of your commercial building, and maybe you're kind of on the fence about it, maybe this program might get you over that line. Or even if you're looking to do some minor things, if you hear about the program, maybe you'll, decide to take that extra step and do some additional things that you might have had in mind. So I think that's what we've seen, and I think our council has recognized that, and that's why we've continued to renew it. I think we're going on our 4th year of the program, so it's continuing to generate a lot of interest. Just recently, the Smile Shop, which
I was going to say that's looking really good.
It is.
Yeah, just redeveloped the former Hallmark shop, and just recently had their ribbon cutting. They took advantage of the program, and they did an awesome job inside and out. So just happy that program's there for our businesses.
It's cool.
Well, Ryan, anything else that you're wanting to know or that you've heard of?
Yeah, a couple things. One, curious, the word TIFs. What exactly is a TIF? Exactly. We'll just let you take it from the top.
Sure. Yeah. So TIFs stand for tax increment financing, and what it does is it allows for the city, which receives property taxes, and there are other taxing bodies that receive the same property taxes, including the school district, the county, our local community college, the townships. We all receive property taxes, and what the TIF does, it's a development tool that allows for the city to first freeze the tax revenues for those taxing bodies, and any taxes above that initial freeze, as the property value increases over the course of the life of the TIF, it gets collected into a special fund. And that fund allows the city to take those funds to invest in future infrastructure. Those funds can be directed to putting in the infrastructure for commercial projects in order to generate additional future revenues. And you're asking yourself, why would any of the other taxing bodies agree to a freeze of their revenues for 23 years? Well, the reason is that a TIF allows for us, I'll use Aldi as an example, to put in the necessary infrastructure to get a new building, which is going to generate additional tax revenues for that property. And so once the TIF gets taken away, they will be receiving additional funds in the future. So it's really just a funding mechanism that allows us to generate additional development. And so I know TIFs tend to get a bad name because there are circumstances where some communities misuse their TIFs. City of Highland has always been very much a good steward of TIF funds and making sure that we are adhering to the state statutes, but also directing the funds so that it will do what is intended, and that's increase the revenues, the property tax revenues for our city, both now and in the future.
So are you the person that they contact?
I am.
To learn more about that? Yes,
I am the designated TIF administrator for the city. So if there are any questions about the TIF, always happy to answer those. It's definitely a word, a mouthful in terms of just how to explain it. But happy to sit down with any resident or business owner that may be interested, may think that the TIF might help to assist in their project, and always happy to sit down. So I'm located at City Hall, so anybody that has questions, give me a call.
Cool.
I actually have a question. I've had a couple people ask me over the last week. What is going on? It looks like there's a new road on like 160. Just as soon as you get past, it's party time on the right-hand side. What's going on out there?
So I believe you're referring to, we have a couple of solar projects that have been approved, and I believe that road is a temporary road to assist with the construction of that solar project.
Okay.
So yeah, the city, if you've driven on Highland Road, you can see that there is an existing solar project. So we're getting ready to see the breaking ground of the phase 2 of that project. And then there is also an additional solar project that has been approved and will be moving forward here shortly. So that area of town is you'll soon start to see more solar panels out there. So yeah, that's an area that at one point was a lot of farming. And obviously many of the solar companies have taken advantage of former farming ground to implement new solar systems. So
Okay.
That's what we're seeing.
We were thinking maybe a new subdivision or something. So, not it.
Not it, but
Solar
speaking of subdivisions, one of the other things that
kinds of
we
good stuff.
recently approved through our budget and through city council is that we are looking to construct new homes. And the way that the city is going to support that is we have implemented a new $4,000 incentive for general contractors who complete new single-family home constructions in the city limits. So there are 25 of those grants available. So anytime you get
Contractors looking to give away $100,000.
Oh yeah. I mean, I think we all are aware of the shortage in available homes. Anybody who has either bought or sold a home in the last couple of years. So this is just a small program that we've devised to continue to incentivize and encourage increased construction of single-family homes.
As you say that, I know of a lot that'd be perfect for a duplex. You can get $4,000.
You get $4,000 right
city. It's a lot. It's a good price. If you need any,
any information, just contact Ryan Sotman here.
Yes.
Already a $4,000 savings on this
lot.
Already great deal of a lot.
Yeah, and building.
Right.
Yeah,
That's right.
Yeah.
So, Ryan, you got any other questions for Mallard? Or?
One that I could think of. So it seems between all of the Dobbs, the square parking, you guys, the city of Highland is being very active. I think there's just a good buzz in Highland in general, and I think that stems from you guys. Do you guys have any do you have any long-term goals, short-term goals, or anything that you guys discuss on a regular basis during your meetings that you would like to see the direction of Highland going? Or because there's definitely a direction, and I think it's a very good direction that Highland has been moving in for the past few years or decade.
Yeah, I'm actually glad you brought that up. So our guiding document that guides all of our decisions stems from what is called strategic planning. And the last time the city did that, I believe, was in 2014. And so I know that our city manager, Chris Conrad, has put it on our radar that within the next year or so, we will be undergoing that process again. And what that does is it brings in a lot of community stakeholders, including our elected officials, our city staff. We reach out to residents. We reach out to our business community, and we basically, bring them into a room and just go through a process of, okay, what direction do you want to see the city go in? We, identify properties that, and receive feedback on what the community would like to see and that guides how our future land use map gets delineated. So all of that to say, our strategic plan document is what guides that. But it is in strategic planning time. It is starting to get outdated, and so we actually look forward to updating that, and that's where we will outline those priorities and what we see both short-term and long-term. So no specifics on that because, like I said, our current strategic plan is a little outdated, but I look forward to undergoing that process. I think it's a great opportunity to receive feedback from the community, and that's a great time to show that, yes, not only do the residents have a say in terms of who gets elected in office, but all of those office holders and all of our boards and commissions are guided by that document, and it starts with our residents and giving us feedback on what they'd like to see Highland to be, both short and long term.
Do you guys need What's Up Highland to facilitate this?
I think you guys.
We could probably come in and we could probably
role.
Facilitate it and get the questions flowing.
Yeah.
Don't joke about that.
I'm serious. Well, I'll show up. We'll show up. All three of us.
Certainly see you guys playing a role in that process. Yeah.
So I think we got a lot of good information.
Yeah. For sure.
Awesome. Well, Mallard, great interview.
Really is.
Oh, well,
good time.
Unless you have anything else that you need to share, or do we miss anything?
I mean, unless you guys want to talk about your golf games and my golf game, but otherwise,
nobody wants to hear that.
No.
It's not that great.
No, I appreciate you guys having me on. I think you guys are doing a wonderful thing for the community and just getting the information out there. I know I get a lot of questions and meet new people all the time, wondering what my job is, and Once they figure out what my job is, I get peppered with questions on what's coming next. And
maybe you have to be like a every 6-month guest to give us the updates.
Yeah.
I'd be happy to do that. But I think you guys have a huge backlog of qualified people, more interesting people that you could probably talk to. But if you ever need somebody to fill in and come on and provide some updates, I'm happy to do that as well.
Maybe you won't get so many questions about what's coming.
Yeah.
Whenever
we just put them out
everybody
here.
heard it.
Everybody heard it. They don't need to bother you no more. This would be like an
Yeah.
investment of your time.
Yeah.
Well, thanks a lot. Like I said, great interview, man.
Thank you.
Definitely.
You guys make it easy.
Appreciate it, man.
Awesome.